Hello everyone and welcome back. Happy New Year. So in this episode what we will be doing is cracking on with a workshop project of all things. So as you can see underneath, it's quite bad. So in this episode we're going to fix it. Roll intro.
How the hell did you manage that?
In all honesty, I have no idea. Okay, so welcome back everybody. And as you can see, under here is an absolute mess. So in this episode, I am going to basically gut all this out, move it, make sure it fits better, and then we're going to put some doors on the actual bench. So in this episode, we're going to make the doors, get them looking nice, and hopefully working properly. So anyway, I've got some tidying to do, but once I've done, we'll crack on. Okay, so it's a few days later, and it's partly tidied, partly not. I am still on with some bits. However, I wanted to walk you through what we're going to do. So, as you can see, we just have this shelf in here. What I'm going to do is box off this bottom area here, and put some along the front of here as well. Same on the other side. Put a plywood board in to kind of give it a bit of a floor. And then we're going to attach some doors onto these bits. So hopefully it'll fit smooth with this. And yeah, I'm going to get that measured up and hopefully go pick the wood up, preferably tomorrow. It's expensive though. Hello everyone. So it's a few days on. I have been lazy and I enjoyed my Christmas time. So we are back on with it. As you can see, we have a lot of wood. We have plyboard. It's for two projects, all of this. However, the main focus is this one. So we're going to get the doors put on and we're going to get it all fitted, looking well. I've just got to nip to town, go pick up the hinges because it's the only thing that I forgot. And then we can make a start on it. So bear with me. We're heading to town. When I come back, we'll get cracked on with it. Okay, so we're going to make a start. I need to cut out a 4x4 section on each side so I know it'll fit underneath here properly. However, I am realizing that I won't be able to just put it straight in and it'll fit like a glove. I have to lift the bench, put it in, and then put the wood in underneath it and get it all fastened in some sort of weird contraption-y kind of way. But we're making a start and yeah, we'll get some cutting done. Okay, so the theory goes, if I cut these out, all being well, it should just fit underneath. But knowing me and my look and measurements and crap, it's probably not. But we've got the tools, we've got the parts, we're gonna make a start. Big thank you to Tony for lending me his jigsaw, one of the only tools I don't have. Come on. Nice. We're getting there. Ow! Right, that should be it. Now we test to see if it fits. Right, so we got them cut out. I'm just gonna try and slide them under. This thing's heavy as, so bear with me whilst I attempt this one. It would be this that is catching on. Probably making this a hell of a lot harder than it needed to be, but we're getting there. Come on, you little bastard. That is now stuck. Fucking great. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't film that because it took me way longer than it should have done. I had to re-chop some more bits because it didn't fit flush. I had to get the jack out to lift the bench. But it's in, we're starting, we're on the way. So now it's time to see what's next. Right, I'm sweaty. The first bit of wood in, I managed to get it jacked up so that it kind of holds it in place. Because I've gone like the really long way around doing this. So let's see how we get on with it. Oh, you fucking knob. My drill's fucking died. Bastard. Doesn't sound like it's died, but it fucking has. That's even worse. I am going to have a mental breakdown. Be right back. Okay, so I've just been and got my phone because it ran out of battery. As you can see, we have that like that. So what I've ended up doing is basically putting the board on top and then putting the wood underneath, screwing that in so it's secure on top. So that at the moment, that bottom bit's not fitted. I have got some big longer screws to put in to secure it to the bench. But yeah, it's been a bit of a fiasco. So my original electric screwdriver bit has completely rounded off. It's just rounding bolts as if it was like made of diamond or whatever. So I've ended up having to do like a two-tone thing where I'm using a drill to put the hole in. I know you're supposed to do pilot holes when you're drilling, but I'm lazy and I thought I'd be okay. Turns out I've screwed up my drill bit. So yeah, it's one of those. However, like I said, we have got an end piece and another end piece on. So what I'm going to do now is secure the base and then we can get to work on the doors and I'll record that bit. So before that, I'm going to drop an injury count. I smashed my shin trying to move the wood underneath. I then slipped off the screw and stabbed my finger, but luckily didn't go in, just hurt. I trapped my finger underneath some wood underneath there. Yeah, that's about it so far. We'll see what happens next. I had to call it a night last night because, well, I went to go fit the doors and my measurements were not great and I measured too big. So, as a result, I've got these to where they need to be, got them marked out, as you can see. I just need to cut them and we can get the doors on. Good times. So disclaimer time, I am not a carpenter, joiner or any form of woodworker. However, we have the measurement, we have it ready to go. There's nothing underneath, or well, there wasn't. There's now nothing underneath. Let's give it a go. Looks like that. Now for other three. Okay, so now we have the doors cut down to size. I'm going to try and work out how to hinge these properly so that it works. So I'm thinking they'll sit up here, but I need to mark out where I'm putting these hinges. Right, so we got my bottom line here, which means they need to go just a little bit above and a little bit down from the top. But yeah, just crack on fitting these hinges. So I'm gonna go 3-inch up front bottom with this hinge. So the bottom of the hinge is gonna be 3 inches up. There. And I think we're gonna go 1.5 inches down from the top of this one. Right. Don't know how this is gonna work. Seems though I don't have a drill small enough for the pilot holes, but we'll, yeah. I feel like this is the right way to hang a door, but we'll see. Fucking frustrating. Oh, fuck's sake, everything's fucking moving. And then I just dropped the fucking screw into the fucking bin. Fuck's sake. Oh, what the fuck? You just twat. Snap the fucking drill head. Oh, right. Back to the drawing board with this because I'm getting frustrated now. Right, so I've got one fitted. I changed the plan. I thought, you know what? I'm going to attach them on here so I know where the doors are going. I can then just screw them in, hopefully. But we'll see how it all ends up going. I have done one. My drill bit snapped. However, it has modified it now, so it's perfect size to drill these pilot holes. So on to the next bit. Okay, so hinges are on. See if we can get the door on. We hope. Oh God. So it's on. Yeah, so that's in. Probably just needs tightening up. But what's that catching on? Is it the top? Ah, yeah. So I think by the looks of it, some dried on paint that it's catching on. I probably put that a little bit too high, but get a bit of sandpaper on that. Job's a good one. Now, next for you to do. Right, so what I'm going to do now is basically measure up the beading that I've purchased. So the front doors are on, okay, they don't line up great. When does anything that I do line up perfectly? However, I still like the look of them. It's my kind of floor, my kind of workshop. So yeah, looks alright. However, I want to put a bit of beading around the front centrals of the door to kind of give it like a bit of character rather than just being plain wood. So I've got this beading. So I need to measure 8.42 centimetre pieces and then 8.25 centimetre pieces. So I'll crack on with this now. Do you know what, I'm going to have to just cut these as I go. But it makes sense to cut it that way so I can kind of save the amount of wood I need. Right, so there's my 45-degree angle, I think. And that looks about 45 degrees. Tell you what, here's a test point. Yeah, That's me 45 degrees. Happy with that. Damaged it. Oh well, anyway, let me crack on with measuring these out, getting these cut down to size, and we should, in theory, be able to get these to work. We'll see. Okay, so I've just been trying to work out how to fit the beading on. Turns out that I've massively wrongly measured the beading. I've got it completely wrong. It looks stupid, but I suppose it's better than just a blank piece. Yeah, that's the tiny bit of masking tape holding on the pieces of wood that are glued on. So I'll probably pull that off tomorrow and it'll come off with it. But we have another 1 to fully do and then 2 to partially do. So bear with me, I'll crack on with that and we'll see how it goes. Fucking knew that was gonna happen. Knew it. Well, that looks fucking dreadful. Okay, so as you can see, we have stuck. If there is a slight droning, it's because I have a heater on it, because it is fucking cold. I mean, they don't fit perfectly. There's slight bits, but again, I'm not a carpenter. And yeah, I did learn that when I was cutting the beading, that yeah, you probably should cut it to the right size and then cut in the angles. What I was doing was I was measuring the length, cutting in the angle at that point, and as a result, we have some that face one way, some that face the other way. You can't really see it from a distance, but up close and personal, you can see. I also ran out of wood, so we have some slight gappage, but we make do with what we got and we crack on. So right now, I'm just going to open up the red gloss. We're going to touch up all this, paint these red, and basically, yeah, make a start. Right, here we go. So the reason I'm painting this bit first is because I'm not going to do the black probably until tomorrow. So I don't have to be 100% perfect with this, hence the reason I'm going over the edges, but yeah, just got to make sure it's covered anyway. And I might even, to make the edges a bit straighter, when it comes to doing it, I might just mask up the bits after. I'll tell you what probably would have been easier if I'd painted these before actually popping them on. But you live and you learn. And as I've never done this before, it's all pretty much learning. And I hope you enjoy it. That's one. And yeah, I'm putting it on thick because, well, again, like every other time that I do stuff, I don't have the patience to sit and do layer after layer after layer of paint. So my neighbour raised a very good point. He said, "Johnny, why are you painting a workbench? It's going to get mucky and scruffed." However, I do have an answer. So since I've had this workbench, I've glossed it, and it makes it a million times easier to wipe down. It's harder wearing. I've dropped stuff on it, it doesn't chip with paint, it still looks okay. So yeah, gloss is the key if you're going to paint a workbench. I won't bother with emulsion, it's a waste of time. But yeah, gloss is key. Right, so we've got that bit done. Now it's time for the top. twat. It's doing so well, so well. Right, so that's all the red done. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll get the black paint on. So it's the following day, and as you can see, this has been painted. I've not done the inside because I ran out of paint. So yeah, it looks nice on the outside, but inside, not so great. I did manage to film a second of footage for this whilst I was painting it. The problem was my phone is full because of previous videos and all that sort of stuff, which in turn meant that I carried on painting, didn't realise it hadn't recorded. By the time that I'd done it all, I checked my phone and realised it was just a screen that said memory full. So yeah, it's painted. So I'm now going to wait about 3 or 4 days because it's freezing in here and that is going to take some time to dry. So in about 3 or 4 days, we're going to come back in here and we're going to get some handles put on this. I'm also going to order some little magnet things because the doors don't shut and stay shut. So I'm going to get some little tiny magnet things to hold the doors shut. But yeah, it's looking well. I'm quite happy with that. So I'll see you in about 3 to 4 days. Okay, so we are in the final part. It's all here. The handles, the spacers, the screws. We're going to get it all put together and then we're going to give you the big reveal. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so there we have it. As you can see, completely refurbished, repainted, looking well. So we added the spanners on because I thought, you know what, keep it with the theme. It's a workshop. We're going to have spanners. Luckily, I nipped over to the neighbours. He helped me out with them because he has a pillar drill. So happy days. But yeah, that is everything. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the video. There is going to be a few more workshop upgrades at some point. There is some bits here to do, but that's everything for now. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, watching. I think we're like 1 person off 120 subscribers, so I'm absolutely buzzing. So again, thank you. I'll see you on the next video. The reason that I'm using this and doing it this way is because I'll show you. So my drill bits that would have just fallen down the back of this. Oops.